I come to y'all and I had to tell y'all some stuff. Y'all see this stuff? Look at this. Look at my face breaking out. Y'all see all of this new stuff? This is ridiculous. And that's because I can't get into the dermatologist. Why? Because everybody hashtag quarantine. Good morning, cousin. Good morning, sister. I see you, Pam. I see you, Brittany. So look, let me tell y'all this real quick. So I was talking and I was thinking about this yesterday. Hi, Joseph. Thanks for joining. And what's up, sis? I see you up, Sky. That pineapple upside down cake I ate for breakfast. Don't judge me, Jesus. But okay, so I was thinking, back in January, when my kids took sick, high fevers, couldn't breathe, we thought Mateo had pneumonia. Actually, I think he was confirmed with pneumonia. I'm not sure. But anyway, you all, let me just say this. I know for an absolute fact, I will put my life on it. My kids had corona back in January. They did. When Cameron ended up sick and in ICU at the hospital, I can guarantee you, y'all, that was corona. There's no way to actually decide or decipher if it was or not, because we know that the testing for corona only just became, a thing. But I can guarantee you my babies had corona. And that was in the beginning of January. The end of December, beginning of January to be exact. And that's when I first ever heard about the coronavirus, back in December. And I think I had told you all that, if not in personal conversation, I've said this, to a couple of people. Like, I heard about this thing way back when. Y'all don't be fooled. Let me also point out these things. Y'all know I'm the sit back and watch person, right? So I sit back and watch. Thanks. What's up, Melvin? Good morning. Good morning, Lynette. Good morning, Asada. Y'all know I'm a sit back and watch person. And I'm just very meticulous with what I do. Notice some things that are happening right now. I don't know how up to date you all are on what's going on. I have hindsight, so I get to see a lot of stuff before it even happens. Don't judge me. That's a real thing for me. However, if you know, yep, exactly. Good morning, Danella. Right, exactly. You remember when the boys were sick? They were sick as hell. They were sick as hell. And my baby ended up with it the worst. Which makes sense because he's the most compromised, being 3 years old, as opposed, well, Mateo too. Mateo, it took Mateo a minute to, to get over it too. But anyway, so let me get back to what I was saying. So, pay attention to what's happening, y'all. All right. So when this thing first hit, right, when China first announced it and were very obvious about what was going on over there, they, all the way up until, what, 2 weeks ago, a week ago? Good morning, Gerald. Thanks for joining. Black people wasn't getting this thing. Good morning, James. Black people wasn't getting this thing. I don't care how many cases all over the world, black folks wasn't getting it. We weren't getting it. This was actually what I said was that's the first thing I noticed. That's the first thing I noticed was that black people weren't getting this thing. We weren't getting it. It was not affecting us at all. It wasn't. And while Chinese people are melanated people, Spanish people are melanated people. Good morning, Cassandra. I mean, we are all these melanated people. You know what I'm saying? Italy is getting hit so hard because they really, I'm so sorry, y'all Europeans. I'm so sorry that y'all are going through this. But black people wasn't getting it. I don't know if you all know, but as of yesterday, I want to say yesterday morning, I got word. Good morning, Walter, or Walton. But there's a new strand of this virus, right? Reports came out of China that there's a new strand of this virus now surfacing. If you all notice, China had actually announced with pride that they had no new cases and that there were no new deaths. And that lasted 24 hours, I want to say. And now they're reporting that there's a new strand of this virus. Ironically, good morning, Lou. Ironically, now the new strand is affecting black people. Not only is it affecting, I know y'all saying, wait, aren't you contradicting yourself because you just said your kid said it? We can't confirm if my kid said it. We can't confirm it, unfortunately. However, what I am saying is all the overwhelming reports, all the overwhelming evidence shows that no black people were getting it. And I think somebody told me that was a whole, like, there was a hashtag, black people don't get this or something like that. It was something like a whole thing. What's going on for Rome? There was this big thing where people were realizing black people wasn't getting this. It wasn't us. It wasn't us. It wasn't us. We weren't getting it. We weren't getting it. Now there's a new strand. All of a sudden we're getting it. Not only is that an issue, y'all, if you pay attention to what black people got it, celebrities. You think that's a coincidence? Now, why would somebody target celebrities? Good morning, Marlon. Or Sean, whichever one you want to be today. Why would somebody target celebrities? Right? Black celebrities. Why? Followers. Good morning, son. I see you, Antoine. Followers, maybe? Question mark? Right. Because the biggest thing they're doing with this whole thing is getting us all up in arms. They're, creating this huge thing, which it is. Good morning, Rachel. It is a big thing. It totally is a big thing. But they're wanting you to be afraid. You understand what I'm saying? It is something to be afraid of. This thing is targeting people, and we just don't know. They have no idea. They can't get in front of it. They're too far behind it. Good morning, Toya. They don't know what's going on. So they're doing what I feel like is almost overkill. Y'all know, don't judge me. I'm breaking out real bad. I haven't been able to see my dermatologist because they keep canceling my appointments. But with that being said, y'all need to pay attention. Good morning, Keisha. So, pay attention to the fact that not only were we not getting it, but now we're getting it, and now there are celebrities, black celebrities that have it. Why does black celebrities have it? Why does black celebrities have it and most of the black celebrities that have it have no symptoms? They're just positive for it. It makes me question one or two things. One, do you really have it? Are you just part of, the problem? Or if we are getting it, there's some resistance in us that is like resisting this thing. Good morning, Sharita. So, good morning, Vernon. My thing is this. We got to pay attention to what's going on. There's a new strand of this thing surfacing. The new strand of this thing was put out there on purpose because we wasn't getting it. And it was put out on purpose so we could get it. So that they figured out hundreds of thousands of people had to die for them to figure this out. And now they have, and now we are all of a sudden getting it. Y'all need to pay attention to what's going on. You have to understand. The one thing for sure, good morning, Crystal. One thing for sure is that we know for a fact, just in history, China has no problem with annihilating their people. It's population control for them. So it's not a big thing that it is to me. Don't get me wrong. I think it's horrible what they do to their people over in China. But what I'm saying is, it's no big thing that they would kill people in the droves the way they have with this, with this disease, or even killing them just flat out. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't, that's population control. That's the reason why over in China it's against the law to have more than 2 children. Like, they're strict, y'all. They strict over there on their people. You know what I'm saying? So this thing for them is like population control. It serves a whole lot of purposes. You know what I'm saying? Even though as cruel as it is, as horrible as it is, that's just a reality. And now that this thing is spreading everywhere else, it's like, okay, so now all of a sudden it's affecting us black people. Yes, right, Crystal. Yeah, she said she spoke the same thing with her mom and just told her mom about China. Exactly. Because that's a reality. There's population control for them. It's so many of them packed into that smog-infested country that population control is something they do all the time. Unfortunately. Good morning, Hill Deal. So with that being said, we got to keep our focus. We got to keep the eye on the prize, y'all. I'm telling y'all this now. You can say you heard it from me first, or you can say you heard it from wherever you want to hear from. But this thing is not about to die, and it's not about to die no time soon. When it does die, we gonna probably be close to snow on the ground. I'm just here to tell you, right? I'm here to tell you. Know that you heard it here. Know that you heard it first. Now there's a new strand. We don't know what this new strand is. You're probably not going to hear about the new strand just yet. I just happen to have insight. There's a new strand out here. We're getting it now. And not only did we get it, they made sure that 5 of us died from it. Because it wasn't enough. First, we weren't getting it at all. Period. It was not affecting us. Our coworker had it, but we didn't. And we sit next to each other. Right? But now all of a sudden, 5 of us died from it. Y'all better pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to what's going on. Okay, Toya Goods, you heard about it. Pay attention to what's going on out here, y'all. Good morning, Mika. Pay attention to what's going on because it's some yes, it is mutating. It is. But it's not a self-mutating thing. They created it. They had to put some of our DNA in it in order to make us susceptible to it. Because it wasn't affecting us on its own. And everybody started realizing that. Like, why is it not doing anything to black people? Why I don't see no black people complaining about it? Why ain't no black? Right. And let me tell you also, that new strand didn't come from China, y'all. It didn't come from China. The new strand, I repeat, that new strand that you ain't maybe heard about, that you're going to start hearing about, did not come from China. It came from here. But because China is originally responsible for the first strand, China gonna reap the benefits of all of it. Exactly, Crystal. Now it's hitting babies and it wasn't at first. I'm trying to tell y'all. First of all, as far as that go, Crystal, let me be clear. There's nothing about this virus that says it isn't going to, that not everybody is susceptible to it. Everybody that has an immune system is susceptible to this virus. Morning, Toya. Hey, Liliana. Everybody is. The fact that babies haven't been getting is just kind of a fluke, right? But it's not a fluke like black people wasn't getting it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not a fluke like black people. Black people just wasn't getting it. Young, old, rich, poor, we just wasn't getting it. Period. But now we are. So the fact that babies and kids, unfortunately, are getting this thing is no different than them getting the flu. This thing is not the flu, y'all. This is like the flu times 20,000. It's not the flu, y'all. In actuality, the flu... Okay, so think about it like this. Good morning, cousin. Good morning, Jacqueline. Listen, think about it like this. The flu and pneumonia are 2 different things, right? Pneumonia is usually something you can cure with antibiotics, right? So it's more bacterial. But there's two strands of pneumonia. And I got to tell y'all this. I have to tell y'all this. And that's why I'm almost guaranteed positive, and I will put my life on it. Good morning, Maddie. I'll put my life on it that my baby, that Cameron, when he ended up in the hospital in January, he had corona. Because let me tell you what, I did not even know that there was different forms of pneumonia until my baby was in the hospital. There is a viral pneumonia, and that's exactly what they diagnosed him with. Viral pneumonia. No, bacterial pneumonia. Bacterial pneumonia is what they diagnosed him with. I didn't even know that there was a bacterial pneumonia. Everybody knows that, or if you don't know, pneumonia is when fluid starts to build up in the lungs, right? That's what pneumonia is. Now, you can get pneumonia from anything. You know, if you're asthmatic and you just have an influxuation of mucus in your body and it starts to fill up in your lungs, that's pneumonia. Literally, pneumonia is fluid in the lungs. That's so however you get that fluid in your lungs, that's deemed pneumonia, right? But my baby had bacterial pneumonia, which was I had never heard of. Now, y'all know I do my research. I study a lot. My ears are to the universe. You know what I'm saying? I never heard of bacterial pneumonia. And I'm guaranteeing you, these strands of this coronavirus that is killing people is that bacterial pneumonia. It's that thing that they can't understand. It hits and it hits rapidly. My baby had 2 x-rays within the course of 3 days. One x-ray, I saw the pneumonia, but they said they didn't see pneumonia, but because he had the double ear infection, they gave him antibiotics anyway, sent us home. My baby 3 days later still had 106 fevers, still had no energy, still wasn't eating, none of that other stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I took him back to the hospital. Why? Because my baby, while he was asleep, was breathing like he was running a marathon. And my baby don't have no type of respiratory issues. I took all of his vitals and was like, it's time to go back to the emergency room. Took him to the emergency room, and they couldn't figure out what was going on with him, so they admitted him because they couldn't let him go home because his heart rate was so high and his breathing was so unstable. I'm telling y'all, my baby had corona or a version of it, and it might have been when they was testing it out over here. Now, he doesn't go outside. We rarely take Cameron out, which sounds so bad. I ain't being a bad parent. He's a real smart kid. But I'm a homebody. So where did he get exposed to this? From his brothers who had it, but just had milder cases of it. I need you to calm down. Y'all, you know, we homeschooling. These are the only kids left that are still doing work. If you hear the background noise, that's this fool with his damn his headphones on still being loud. Good morning, Saida. So at the end of the day, y'all need to pay attention to what's going on. I can't tell you nothing but to be aware. Keep your ears to the surface and listen to what's happening. Watch, y'all. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Because they got some making up to do. And that's how they feel. You know, this whole thing is like what'd you say? My oldest was sick December 14th. She got sick after surgery. Took her to the ER twice. They gave her Tamiflu. Man, Tamiflu, don't give that shit to your kids. They gave her Tamiflu and it didn't help. No, it don't. But it ran its course, and thank God she is well now. Good. But I believe she also was touched with it then. Exactly. Listen, there was a whole lot of cases. Everybody was flooding these emergency rooms. We live in a very well-to-do neighborhood in Texas, and these emergency rooms were flooded. If you remember, back in December, guys, back in December and back in January, it looked a lot like what's happening right now. In my emergency room, the one that we frequent, they had stations set up, and like you either went to the ER, like the actual emergency room, or they had no beds. That was a whole pandemic happening then, but they kept saying it was the flu, but it wasn't, y'all. It wasn't the flu. It wasn't. It didn't. It acted like the flu just a little bit, but it wasn't the flu. Exactly, Saida, from December until February. Exactly. So y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not just on here wasting my breath. I'm telling y'all what I know. You got to pay attention to what's happening, y'all. This thing was here already. And I'm almost starting to be inclined to believe the Chinese officials that said that it came to China by an American soldier. I'm almost inclined to believe that. I'm just telling y'all, I'm working on the border of that. That's right, Crystal. People were dying. That's what I'm saying. People were dying then, and they kept saying it was the flu. What about the flu kills you? You get headaches, you get fevers. Good morning, Melvin. You get, you may have body aches. But what about the flu kills you? Nothing. Pneumonia can, though, because the fluid in the lungs can restrict breathing, which can cause you to actually suffocate to death, right? But the flu don't kill you, y'all. Come on, babies. Somebody Google the flu.
It said scientists confirmed that a sudden loss of smell taste can mean that you have corona, even if you have no other symptoms. And my homie said I had the flu last month and I couldn't smell or taste.
See what I'm saying? My son is reading stuff.
Around this goofy. Oh my God.
My son is reading stuff. And every day, you guys, they're coming up with new criteria. So what could potentially be deemed the coronavirus.
You can have corona and beat it. You can fight it off.
Well, like the flu, you can't do anything about the flu. You got to just let it run its course. You know what I'm saying? But if it's pneumonia, which is what corona is, y'all, it's a very harsh. It comes on, the symptoms come on like the flu, and you end up with pneumonia. And that's why people are dying, because it's pneumonia. It's the pneumonia part of the coronavirus that kills people, right? That part. Now, if I have corona, I should be getting x-rays to determine if there's pneumonia set in my lungs. You understand what I'm saying? A friend of mine had lost her. Oh, she heard you. She heard you, Morel. She said a friend of hers. Good morning, Joseph. Hey, Alana. The Spanish flu is a different version of the flu. That's not what we're facing right now. And that's not the flu that we get when we have the flu, season. That's a different flu, sis. That's a different flu. And flu strand B, which there is no vaccination for, that's a whole other thing all by itself. Flu strand B does kill people. And I know it kills people because people don't understand it. We don't even have an understanding of flu strand B. But that flu that you get the vaccination from don't kill people. It don't. Your symptoms with the flu, fevers don't kill people. Well, yes, they can. Yes, they can. If a fever is high enough, yes, you can. You can burn up internally. Yes, you can. It can disrupt organs. Yes, you can. So let me not say that. However, the basic flu in itself is not going to kill you. No, we ain't facing it. Yeah. So your basic flu not gonna kill you, period. If you get a more advanced version of it, like flu strand B, which the scientists do not even know where it comes from, what it comes from, that's why there's no vaccination for it, because they don't understand it. It's almost like fighting this corona thing with that flu strand B. That flu strand B is what's been killing people. Now, when we just had that quote-unquote flu season back in December, where I feel for sure my children had this weird thing that's happening right now, when that all happened, they kept saying, oh, that person died of the flu, but it was flu strand B. I had my flu shot, but I still got the flu, right? Because you got flu strand B. Flu strand B was a lot like pneumonia, though. It was restricting breathing. It was causing fluid of the lungs. It was doing a lot of weird stuff, similar to what's happening right now. For all I'm saying, this what we facing right now might be flu strand B, but they never gave it a name, so now they calling it corona. Why? Because it came out of another state. Why? Because Americans don't want to own up to what we do. Period. Yeah. Good morning, Glamorous. Good morning, Edwin. I'm sorry, sis. Good morning, Alana. I don't know if I said good morning. Good morning, Rose. So, y'all, we got to pay attention to what's happening right now. There's a new strand of this thing out. Y'all just tuning in. There's a new strand. I don't know how many of you all know it. I think one or two of my friends said that they've heard about it. There's a new strand out. Remember how we wasn't getting it? Now, all of a sudden, we getting it. There's a problem with that. Now, sorry, y'all, that was a phone call. Not only are we now getting it, but they made sure that black celebrities got it. Why? Because they are the ones that are able to spread the word faster, right? Because they have what? Followers. They have the followers. A lot of the black celebrities, at least the original ones that I saw, did not even have symptoms. Idris Elba, I haven't checked in on him, but the last I know, he's just sitting at home chilling. He ain't got no symptoms, but he's positive for it. There are a lot of us that are saying that same thing. However, 5 of us, the last I looked, I haven't seen the news or anything today, did pass from this. But again, guys, we can't keep comparing this thing to the flu. It's not the flu. It's not. It may initially start off with flu-like symptoms, but this thing becomes pneumonia at its worst. And it is the pneumonia part of it that kills us. And we have to be clear of that. Okay? We got to be clear of that. We got to be sure. Because a lot of people around here not taking this thing serious because they think it's the flu. And people with weakened immune systems, the flu could take you out. Why? Because it causes fatigue, it causes weakness, it causes, a lot of things like that. And if you're already susceptible to those things, then that can make things a little bit worse. Good morning, Missy. But if you're a typical healthy body person, you get through the flu, it sucks, you're suffering, but then you get over it. Pneumonia is a thing that no matter what your health is, can take you out. because it's fluid of the lungs. And if we can't get that fluid to release from those lungs and to help stop labor in your breathing, we got a problem. There are people that die in their sleep. Why? Because they drown. You know what I'm saying? They drown from the fluid in the lungs. It is true. So listen. Okay, so my sis just posted that the corona is something that has been that was out years ago. It was years and years and years and years ago. And if you look on some of for us healthcare workers, if you look on some of like the wipes, the what are they, Medi wipes? The Medi wipes that we wipe down everything with in the clinics and in the hospitals and stuff like that. If you look on the back of it, you actually see the warning sign. And it actually in the things that it can wipe the surface clear of. Corona is actually one of those things. You're absolutely right. Shout out to Sky for from throwing that out there. And you're right as well, Lakeisha. It is also on the back of Lysol cans. And it's been on the back of that. Them been warning signs that's been on the back of it a long time ago. My thing is, there's rarely something new that we get, y'all. Anything that we get or we have or we've had it before. It may have been a weaker strand of it. It may have been, you know what I mean? Like, this stuff, this is just life. Yes, it is. That is correct. SARS, y'all, which we got hit up with, is also a form of corona. That is right. That is correct. That is correct. Good morning, Daddy. So Alana just said, yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, right? So you know how like we have the flu. Let's go back to the flu. You know how like we have the flu, right? It started off as the Spanish flu, right? Then we were able to get it. We were able to weaken it. And therefore it wasn't as strong because the Spanish flu was just wiping everybody out. Period. Now, we were able to weaken it. We were able to create a vaccination for a strand of it. But these things they multiply. They take on different lives. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the reason why we have so many different strands of so many other things. Exactly. Then we had the bird flu. Again, that's my point. Like, it's still the flu, but it created a new life. And as you all have said, it mutated. The swine flu, exactly. These are different strands of the same thing. The same thing, it's that same bubble, right? It's that same generic background, and then it just started taking on different lives of that same background. Y'all are exactly right. This is exactly what's happening with this coronavirus. SARS, as Alana has made clear, good morning, Brad, is a form of coronavirus. What else? It was right, and coronavirus and COVID-19, and they make it clear to try to give these things these different names, but it all means the damn same. The common denominator is the same at the end of the day. So we have to just be careful with what's going on. And also kind of keep into perspective what we are talking about, what we're being hit with, because it's easy to go into pandemonium. And 9 times out of 10, yes, they did. Yeah. I'm not playing with you today, Sharice. She said, then y'all elected the dumbass orange man flu. I'm not playing with you. You so silly, Alana. Elena. Right. Just like Alana or Elena, it's the same strand of the same name. Y'all got me crying laughing over here. I'm not playing with y'all. But yeah, good morning, Sarah. Good morning, OC. So at the end of the day, y'all, look at y'all. Got y'all watching my little yellow ass turn red. But yeah. Oh, really? Okay, sis. I sent out a watch party. There are people in there asking questions. I don't think it can. Oh, I can't see them. How do I click onto the watch party, sis? How do I click on the watch party? I don't know, y'all. I just know how to go live. Good morning, Miss Wayne. But so at the end of the day, I'm just saying, you guys, we got to keep this thing into perspective. You know, it is a serious thing. I think that it is important that we kind of make sure we understand just how serious this is. I'm not sure I came out to get to you. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Maybe after this I'll go into the watch party. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. But I just want to make sure that we put some things into perspective. You know, a lot of us are not taking this thing serious, and we have to. We really do. We have to, because they will come out with an even stronger strain of it. Most times when these things mutate and they start to take on lives or alternative lives, they come out stronger. They come out worse. Right? Which is why we got vaccinations, which I don't believe in, for flu 1, right? Or flu A, and still haven't figured out flu B, right? They usually take on a new life. You know what I'm saying? They start to mutate, as a couple of my lovely friends have said, and take on new lives and new identities. And when they do that, they come at us more aggressively, and it causes us to be sicker and die at more rapid cases. When we look at this thing and we consider it just the flu, like they keep comparing it to the fucking flu, and it's not the flu at all, then we're not taking it seriously, because we know that we can survive the flu, right? We know that it is a thing that has to run its case and, run its course, and that we'll survive it. When you look at this and you realize that it is actually pneumonia, that is a much, much more serious case, right? And that's what we have to understand. This thing is more pneumonia than it is flu. The symptoms may initially start off like flu-like symptoms, but you ultimately, this thing that gets into you, which is why your breathing starts to labor, which is why you begin to cough, is because mucus is starting to settle in to your lungs. Okay? And at that point, it becomes serious. Okay? Now, every day, I know we're getting an influctuation of information, right? Some of it is misinformation. Some of it is information they're just giving us because they're just trying to hurry up and give us something. They're just trying to hurry up and rush to get answers. But I would much rather you come to me once or twice a week and let me know updates than constantly feeding me all these things that you ultimately change your mind about later, right? Agent Orange comes like every day, and he is holding a press conference about one thing or another. And every day it seems as though he almost contradicts what he said to us yesterday. So what I'm saying is, if we all just sit back and pay attention to how this thing is unfolding, then we'll start to get the information that we need. That's all I'm asking all of my beautifully intelligent people, is to sit back and watch this thing. Be careful and be cautious. I keep telling everybody about it. By this weekend, the state of Texas will be like California and New York. They're already doing it one county at a time. I live in the second biggest county in North Texas, and that's Tarrant County. Dallas County have already gone into shutdown, as effective, I think, midnight today. So last night. And we're the second biggest county in North Texas. So I'm already on quarantine, so April 3rd, but I'll probably be on quarantine for longer than that if they happen to shut this thing down. So I just want y'all to make sure that we understand. My son Morel, the one that was in the background, y'all done? Look y'all, they done left. I'm assuming they done. Good morning, Lynette. My son Morel had to take me to the emergency room last night. Y'all know I ain't want to go to the emergency room, but anyway, we'll worry about that. Y'all know if I'm going, I had to go. Just know that. And he hadn't been taking it seriously. He had still been going out, still been hanging with his friends, all that stuff. And I'm telling him, like, look, you better pay attention. This stuff is for real. This stuff is serious. I'm telling him all of this stuff. He wasn't believing it. When he had to take me to the emergency room last night and saw that there was people sitting outside at a table screening you before you go into the emergency room, shit got real for him. It got real. Like, we're walking to the, and he like, yo, like, it became really, real. Local officials have a better understanding of governors and even. I agree, Sarah. I totally agree. I think that what local officials are doing is definitely. I don't think they have a better understanding on it. Not at all. However, I think their approach is better though, and that they are just kind of doing. They're almost. They're praying for the best, but they're. How do you explain it? They're just taking well needed precautionary measures, and I'm okay with it. I'd rather you shut the whole thing down, and we worry about if it was the right thing to do or not, because you're being overprotective. I'd rather be overprotective. I'm an overprotective parent anyway. I'd rather be overprotective than underprotected. The underprotected and the people who think this is a joke are the ones who are getting spikes of deaths. You know what I'm saying? Spikes in cases because they're not taking it seriously. So this is a situation where I'm going to need you to overprotect me. What's up, Tracy? This is a situation where I want you to overprotect me, period. Because people are dying from this. Healthy people with no pre-existing conditions are dying from this. So yeah, I need you to overprotect me. I don't have a problem with that. I'll complain about all this other stuff later. But I'd rather be overprotected than sitting here saying, you didn't give me enough. You didn't do enough. What's going on? Hey, Nitane. I'd rather be overprotected than, be on my deathbed saying you ain't do enough. Period. That's the reality. And that's what we live in right now. I'd rather be overprotected than underprotected. Period. And I'm going to go back to the whole stimulus thing, right? So while Agent Orange is, trying to get everybody on his good grace, by giving out these checks that we not going to need because we already don't got to pay no bills, even though if you smart, you better pay your damn bills anyway, because honey, sweetie child, when this is all said and done, and all of this stuff is lifted, them bills going to still be yours, and guess what? They going to be several months behind, so if you smart, you better pay your bills if you can. Period. Don't let these folks put your ass in debt. Look, the recession is going to be a real thing when this thing is over. Do you hear me? Y'all already are seeing that that unemployment benefits and insurance has skyrocketed. Why? Because people have been laid off. Let me tell you something. I got an email today, just like before I went live. Adecco. Everybody that knows staffing agencies and temp agencies, Adecco is a temp agency. Yo, Adecco sending out emails because they're hiring for local retail grocery stores. What grocery store go through a temp agency to hire people? That's how bad they need people. The grocery stores are going through temp agencies. Now, y'all pay attention to what's happening. I got 3 of my sons. Matter of fact, one of my sons got an appointment, interview today at 3:15, not through Adecco, but at a local grocery store. Hey Antoinette, good morning. Y'all gotta pay attention to what's happening out here, y'all, for real. Like grocery stores, we need them. Pharmacies, we need them. So there's an influctuation. If you all are unemployed, baby, go get you a job at one of these places that are called and considered essential, because they need all hands on deck. Just like me working in the medical field. Look, I'm in quarantine and they are calling me left and right. I had an on-the-phone interview yesterday because they're not doing any face-to-face interviews due to this pandemic. And I understand that. I don't have a problem with it. But the reality is, these essential workers, these positions are about to be open and wide open. And it's interesting to me who are considered essential workers, but grocery store chains, because we need groceries. We're going to have food throughout this entire thing, right? So if you all are unemployed, y'all better go get y'all a job. I don't know about where you at, but I'm in Texas where they don't want to pay nobody nothing. And in the local grocery store, our local grocery store is paying like $10, $12 an hour. That may not be a lot, but it's more than nothing. And it's probably more than your unemployment benefits are going to give you, because at the end of the day, we have to realize that there are hundreds of thousands of people that are going to be on unemployment. So what you're getting today, you might not get next week, because the more people that are on unemployment, the less money they have in the reservoir to pay you from. I'd rather be bringing home some money than just sitting at home and making no money. I'm just saying. Pride got to go out the window. Exactly. Yeah, Amazon is also hiring like crazy. Amazon, Chewy. There are a bunch of little warehouse jobs that are essential that are hiring like crazy. You guys, if y'all are unemployed, go get a job. Go get a job wherever you can. Aldi's is hiring like crazy. Everybody know Aldi's pretty good. I can't even think of any other places, but you all, I mean, there are going to still be a whole host of us that are going to be unemployed throughout this situation, unfortunately. But if you can, get a job. I know that's exactly where my baby got his interview at Kroger. That's exactly where he got his interview at 3:15. Yep. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to pay attention to what's going on. There is a new strand of this thing. If y'all are just logging on and y'all weren't here when I started, I can't give you any evidence, but it is my belief that this thing, at worst case, won't be over till August. At best case, June. So while they're, hey, Kirsten, while they are kind of tiptoeing around this because they don't want to give us the reality, some people actually have. Now, I think Governor Cuomo or Mayor Cuomo, hell, I don't know if he's the governor, but the Cuomo dude, he actually said it. Agent Orange actually said it too, that he thinks this thing is gonna be here for a while. But if y'all ain't paying attention to these little subliminals, and y'all are not paying attention to what they're saying because they're not repeating it, you better pay attention and hang on every word. Pay attention and hang on every word because they're telling us. They are telling us what's happening. Hey, Latrice. They're telling us what's happening. We have to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? This is not a situation where, they like to say, if you want to hide information from a nigga, you put it in a book. Sorry, y'all, who are offended I use that word, but that is what it is. This is a situation where if you want to hide information from people, you put it in your sentences. You put it in run-on sentences. What's going on, Sharonda? Hey, Jennifer. You put it in run-on sentences. You give them an overload of information, and then you make them go back. What's up, Josh? You make them go back and dissect what you said. And that's exactly what's happening. Hey, Cicely, what's up, sis? That's exactly what's happening. They're giving us so much information that we're only able to retain so much of it. Problem is, with me, I hear everything you say. I hear everything you say. I hear it all. I hear it all. When you go back and you start playing back what they said, like, wait, didn't they say this? Didn't they say that? Didn't they say that? Did you hear them say that? Did they? You see what I'm saying? And then it all starts making sense. It all starts making sense. You start taking from it what you're supposed to take from it and not the influctuation of stuff they gave you that they wanted to, they put all this stuff up in a cloud. Good morning, Auntie Valerie. They put all this stuff up in a cloud. And then they want you to, clear the smoke. Once the smoke clear, baby, it's like ABC. Once the smoke clear. So y'all just have to be careful. You have to be careful, babies. This is not a joke. This is not. Yeah, checks were for everyone now income. Now. Yeah, but so there are some people who came up, who came to me and was like, what's your position on Nancy Pelosi, or let me just say the Democrats, so to speak, holding the stimulus checks. First of all, while it's a great thing to be getting free money, I'm not betting on that money. First of all, what the hell am I going to spend it on? Hopefully, if you're smart, what's up, little prince? Hopefully, if you're smart, you will use whatever benefits they give us and put that toward whatever bills you may be accumulating, right? If you're smart, that's what you're going to do. Because you can't go to the mall because they closed. You can't go, the only shopping you about to do is online shopping, right? Exactly. Cicely says she don't want a check that's going to cost her later. First of all, let me be clear, Cicely. Every check they've ever given us cost us. Even the ones they paying us back from the taxes that we pay. That shit costs us. Look at what's happening right now. We all just got our income taxes. Most of us, well, I ain't going to say most of us, but some of us still may have some, and some of us are already out of that money. And what did we spend that money on? If let's be honest, what did we spend that money on? You think that it is a coincidence that as soon after majority of us received our tax refund, this pandemic hit? Y'all think that's a coincidence that it hit right as it did, and now everybody is stockpiling stuff? What did we do? We gave all our money right back to the government. No, as soon as we got it. We got it. Well, not me, because I at least bought a living room set for my other room. At least I did do that much. Oh, and at least I did pay my rent, which is really expensive, for a couple of months, because that's just what me and my husband do. We make sure we put our money on our bills. You understand what I'm saying? So, wow, I actually had this little, are you asleep though? Why you breathing like that?
Well, this is interesting.
This one over here sound like he's snoring and shit. Hey Gerald, Gerard. What's up, Deirdre? Yes. Oh, yeah, okay, good. Thanks, Deirdre. Deirdre said that Walmart is open and hiring on the spot. So guys, that's another place you can go get a job at. Walmart. They're not staying open 24 hours anymore because of this pandemic. But they do still have overnight hours because they're using those times there. Most of the Walmarts that I'm aware of, especially in my area, are closing at midnight. Hey, Tracy. So they still have the overnight positions. What's up, Keisha? To restock the shelves. And I know for a fact, Walmart usually gets a shipment at night or early in the morning. So the overnight shift is still a shift that is a spot that they are, hiring for. But I didn't know they were hiring on the spot. But I'm telling y'all, everybody is very desperate right now. So if you want a job, baby, get it. If you got teenagers out there now, in my home, my teenagers, a job is an elective. It's not something, hey, Jenny, how's that beautiful baby? In my home, my children, working is an elective when you're in school. If you're still in high school, you don't have to get a job. Academics, that's your job. That school is your job, your employer, everything. That's everything to me. But me now that my kids are all home, like all of our kids are at home learning. Yesterday was officially day one of homeschooling, and as you can see, everybody is now gone. There are tablets and laptops on that table, and he's the only one that's still learning. But that's because his learning is kind of fun, so he just keep going and keep going and keep going. But it don't matter
I've done
because
6 so far.
You've done 6. Okay, cool.
I'm almost done though.
Okay, good. So yesterday, most of my kids got all their work done, like for their day, like for the day, in like 3 hours, and I rewarded them with whatever pizzas they wanted. And so I just ordered pizza, and that's what we had for lunch, and then we chilled the rest of the day, like boom. So if that is also how things are going for you, I know he's so big and so pretty. Well, I should say handsome, but shitty cute. All that hair, child. But so with all of that being said, my kids are at me like, Mom, can I get a job now? Can I get a job? Can I get a job? Can I get a job? I'm not trying to hinder their growth, especially as young men. I don't do that. But I'm like, yeah. And because everybody is hiring so badly, I'm like, yeah, y'all probably can all get a job together at the same place, an overnight shift or something like that. Get in and get out. And they got all of their work done in 3 hours. One of my children is a senior in high school. And this is so sad for me because it's time for him to graduate. And there won't be a graduation. He already wasn't planning to go to prom because his girlfriend is away in basic training. But we were still going to do this big hoopla for him. You know what I'm saying? For graduation. Now, when my daughter and my other son graduated in 2017, God, it was 2000. When they graduated, we did a whole big, huge thing. Family came down, big party. Morning, Mike, all of that. Now Morel won't get that because of this pandemic. Not because mama ain't planned it, baby. Because Auntie Sky can vouch for that. Not because mama didn't plan it, but because of this pandemic. So, we'll probably have this huge virtual party which y'all come and holler at y'all about. You know what I'm saying? To see if y'all all be willing to participate in that, seeing how this thing goes. But I'm just coming to tell y'all to watch what's happening. I have not watched the news today. I have not even been on my Google, so I don't know any updates as far as last night or today because I was stuck in the emergency room last night. Y'all, that's Cameron and he over there chilling, playing by himself. Where you at, baby? Put what down? What are you talking about? The cars? Excuse me, is that the cars? Yeah. I'm not going. I'm not going out this house, but I'll make sure Morel will get you a ride. You'll be fine. You're gonna get a ride. So anyway, with that being said, they trying to set me up. You ain't going out this damn house. Y'all know I ain't. As bad as I want to. I want to do some shopping. I want to shop, Lord. But I ain't going nowhere. Not unless I have to. Now, I had to go to the emergency room last night. And I'm better today, thank God. But I had to go. I had to get some scans and stuff. Some stuff was really going on last night. But I'm in better spirits today, so hopefully, as they say, this too shall pass. Hopefully that too did pass. But anyway, so I'm not gonna bore y'all anymore. I just want to let y'all know I have to figure out. My sister Pam connected me into a watch party with this, and I don't know how to get. What's Pam? Good job. Good job. You did all your assignments. Mm-hmm. Whoop whoop. Oh yeah, that's what's up. Good job, babe. So
I like homeschooling.
Oh shucks, Isaiah. What? Say it again.
I like homeschooling.
Where you at? Why I can't see your face?
I like homeschooling.
Oh shucks. You like homeschooling. That damn dimple. That deep ass dimple in that cheek. And so